offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S., December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Rappin' with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
And first-team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Two-time Nebraska high school track and field state runner-up and two-time captain for the University of Nebraska Kearney track and field team, Enrique Alvarez Clary, better known as Rico. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, this is Rappin' with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Rapping with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I am Rico, joined by the one and only Steve Taylor. Steve.
Yes.
No more football for Nebraska. The season is over.
It's good. That's good right now.
The season is over. Nebraska finishes the season at 5-7.
Yes.
And we've got a show to do.
Wish that was flipped, but
that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. But we've got a show to do. Rule at the podium. He might be off the podium now, but was speaking earlier. And you guys can join in. If you listen to us, let us know your thoughts. We're going to go through a little bit of that, and we're going to give our final grades for the season.
Final grades.
No, Steve's going to give his final grades. I might have to think about my final grades a little bit more. We'll have to see.
Yeah, don't copy me now.
I won't. Okay. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Join in the show, text in, call in, let us know your thoughts and opinions on the Rule Press Conference and the season as a whole for Nebraska, because it was year one.
Yeah, some players about to get paid.
Look, it was year one, and things happened. Things didn't get done, but people are going to get paid. The transfer portal doesn't open officially until I think it was like December 4th or December 2nd, somewhere early December. The portal doesn't officially open where you can go in and commit and leave the portal and go to a different school.
Who's going to be the lucky chaps to make some money and get to come to Nebraska and play football?
Nebraska has yet to lose any players to the portal, but as Rule said at his presser, they are talking with players. The assistant coaches have talked with players. He's talked with the seniors. He's talked with the coaches. And now the assistant coaches will talk with the players, and he will talk with the players afterwards. So in the next coming days, if you start seeing some players from Nebraska entering the portal, it's going to happen.
That's exciting.
It's going to happen. But
who's going to win the lottery?
There have been a whole bunch of players in the portal already. Nebraska looking at certain positions. Rule was asked about a quarterback.
Yeah.
How much a quarterback would cost out of the portal if they're looking for quarterbacks in the portal. And he said that, like any position, they'll be looking for a lot of different positions, but like any position, they've got to do their due diligence. They've got to do their own, scouting and see what players will fit with their system. But he did mention that to get a good quarterback, to get a next level quarterback out of the portal, $1.5, $2 million.
I'm glad to hear that.
That's a bunch of money.
They make a bunch of money.
That's a bunch of money.
What does the University of Nebraska Lincoln make and the Big Ten make? So they got the dough. So let's share the wealth.
Yeah, I mean, they're not struggling for money, but
Troy Alvarez just got a big raise.
Look, for a quarterback who Rule said that they're looking for either a multi-year guy or somebody who will make an instant impact. If it's an instant impact guy, $2 million, 1 year, $2 million is a lot of money. If it's a multi-year guy, if it's $2 million spread out throughout the years, it's still a lot. But
that's what it takes. It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
That's a lot of money. Look, I'm not mad at it. I'm not knocking the players.
Like they don't have it.
Y'all go out there, you go make your money. I'm just saying that's.
But they got to spend. They have to spend it elsewhere as well. But yeah, that's what the times are. So I was really pleased to hear him say that, because now he set the narrative with our funds, with our donors and NIL, what needs to happen, and Nebraska needs to step up. And they got to step up. So if they want to compete, this is all about competition.
This is the time. This is
what you got to do.
This is the next step.
What you got to do. So we're going to
for Nebraska to be competitive.
We're going to see what we're made of and see what we got in the tank, what we got in the vault.
Yeah,
and let's get it done. That's the only way it's going to happen.
He did mention
not the only way, but that needs to happen. That's part of the big picture, but that definitely needs to happen. So,
Rule also mentioned a couple players who will no longer be with the program, who are just stepping away from football. Ty Hahn, a walk-on wide receiver.
We don't need to talk about them.
Why not?
They're gone.
I just want to mention them. Ty Hahn stepping away.
Blaze
Gunnerson.
No, we're moving on. They're gone. We're not talking.
You don't want to mention them at all?
No, they're
you don't
gone.
want to mention some guys that are coming back or who are considering coming back?
Maybe coming back. Guys are gone. I don't want to talk about.
He said that he believes Ben Scott, the center, the transfer from Arizona State, will be back.
Okay, that's
good. He believes he'll be back.
Yeah.
And he said that John Bullock, middle linebacker, is mulling it. Bryce Benhart, right tackle, is mulling coming back. And there was another one that
were these guys gamers or they're players?
Yeah, Bryce Benhart was their starting right tackle. John Bullock was one of the middle linebackers that was filtering in now.
So they're okay.
And then there was somebody else that I can't think of. I'm sure the text on will let me know. There was a third one in there in that matchup there, or in that trio that he was talking about that are mulling coming back. He also mentioned Marcus Washington is going to try and get a waiver to come back.
Medical maybe, or
I
whatever.
think so. He's going to try and get one. And they said it's going to be tough, but they're going to do everything they can to get Marcus Washington back to Nebraska for 2024.
We may have a chance with that. Medical hardship of some sort.
You would think. I mean, it was.
When did he go down? How far in the season did he go down?
It was. I want to say it was like the third, fourth game.
Normally, if you have about 4 or 5 games, then you can get that.
Because it wasn't Minnesota's when Isaiah went down. He didn't go down against Colorado. I want to say it was the 4th game.
Yeah, he may have a shot. But
even then, you get hurt. You miss the rest of the season. Sometimes the NCAA is like, you played in this many games, but you missed the entire season.
Yeah, it's
so
like
here
you
go.
Medical hardship, they call it.
So
to some degree. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully he'll be able to.
I'm glad we're retaining some players that we need to have some experience that can develop and get better. So that's good. I don't care about the ones that are gone. They're history.
I am really glad that. He said maybe on Ben Scott. He said he was lifting earlier in their weight room, so he's pretty sure he's coming back. But it wasn't Ben Scott's coming back. If he comes back, that's massive for Nebraska for the offensive line, because right there in the middle, he did a really good job of just anchoring the middle of that offensive line, and I mean getting it back to getting the ball back to the quarterback.
I was just thinking, because of Rule's press conference and what he said about the QB, his grade just went up.
Oh yeah,
it went up half a point.
It
went up half a point.
Do you want to start the grades now?
You're the man.
Do you want to start the grades now?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Okay,
then we can get to so we don't get lost in the show.
Where do you want to start with the grades? Do you want to start at the top with the head coach? Do you want to start with you sent the list to me.
I did. I got to look at it. Right?
You sent the list to me.
I'm doing your work. I'm doing your work now.
Oh yeah.
Really?
No, you are.
Really?
Look, you're the one that sent it to me. So do you want to start with Rule, the offense, the defense?
Let me see what my notes have.
You sent end of season final grades in all aspects. Coach Rule, offense, defense, special teams. Where do you want to start?
Oh, okay. We'll go down the list.
Okay.
We'll start with Coach Rule.
All right.
This is an overall evaluation from day one, from when he signed his contract and whatnot, and how things played out. Because ultimately, the head coach is responsible for everything. So his grade is going to reflect the entire staff, the hiring of the staff, dealing with the staff, the mentality of the team, game preparation, mental preparation, physical preparation. It embodies all those things, dealing with the press, game management. Anything revolves at the head coach. You got to oversee everything. So his grade is going to reflect that.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to be fair and just, like my favorite girl, Judge Judy, right? So this is interesting because originally when I came in here, I had him at a C-.
Okay.
I had Coach Rule overall season with everything. And this is not all about wins and losses and all that stuff. There's a lot of factors on it.
It's just your opinion.
Of course, it's my opinion.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
That's right. My word's the only one that counts. I love it. Good job with that. It took you how
Throw
long?
that in there.
I'm gonna give you.
I'm
gonna give you a D.
I
with
have
that.
played that like 4 times.
Yeah, but
through the weeks.
This is the first time you kind of got the time. You were within the time.
I threw that in there.
The show management.
I set it up for you.
So you're great. I'm glad. Good job.
I threw you a meatball.
We got one more month, so you can get out of that D and get up.
Okay, I'll do what I can.
All right. So originally, I had him at a C-, but because of what he said at today's press conference, he went up half a point. So I'm gonna give him a C. He gets a C.
Good old C.
Good old C. Overall, what he's done for the program, he did some really good things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as getting these kids prepared to play mentally, shaping everything up, addressing the media and everything. He would have had a better grade, but the whole quarterback debacle was an F. I mean, that whole scenario was an F.
He did mention today during his presser that when they brought in Satterfield to be the OC, he was supposed to be the tight ends coach, and they were going to have a different quarterback coach.
That's now his grade just went down. It went back to.
Am I ruining this for Rule?
Yeah, knowing that, right?
Yeah.
Then it matter of fact, it's probably going to be a D now. It is. It's probably a D now. Why would you say that?
They asked him about the quarterbacks and the quarterbacks coach and the position and the tight ends coach, and they said, and he was just saying, now Satterfield when he came in was the OC and was supposed to be the tight ends coach, like he was down at Baylor with Matt Rule. He was supposed to be his tight ends coach, but some circumstances came up, and they brought him in as
the Rule should have taken the OC job.
Switched him. Well, no, he was still going to be the OC, but they switched him to the quarterbacks coach in the OC, and then they brought in Bob Wager down from the Texas High School as a tight ends coach.
I don't want to hear excuses.
The things happened.
No, it went. It's back. No, now it's back to.
Okay,
it's back to.
I'm sorry, Rule. I ruined your grade.
It's a D+.
My bad.
That was a major debacle there. The whole. I was trying to be a little bit considerate, but the whole quarterback, and I actually threw Mickey Joseph in there.
What do you mean?
Not hiring Mickey Joseph. That was a huge oversight. It was a huge oversight, dude. There's no reason why Mickey Joseph.
I feel like it was at the time.
No.
It was hard.
What was hard about it?
I mean, he was.
It was. Matter of fact, it was a knockdown, easy. He should have been the first one that had been hired. He should have been the first guy. I'm keeping Mickey Joseph.
I feel like he would have been hired, and then
would have.
The stuff happened with Mickey.
No, dude, that never would have happened. I know Mickey personally. I know his family personally, and. Because first of all, if he'd have been hired, he wouldn't have been doing a Zoom thing at his home, trying to get the Tulsa job, and his wife would not have been all stressed out about, are you going to be here? And you're not the head coach. They used you, they abused you, and they're throwing you out. They're not hiring you. All that stuff played a factor into what went down, right? Because there's a lot of stress at the time. So all that would have been alleviated if he just would have been hired as a wide receivers coach, which was a knockdown, no-brainer. Especially when you look at who was hired, right? So I tried to separate that, but then it's still there because that's a major thing that should have happened here. I've been looking at all the other universities of what's been going on, and Mickey should have been retained here. Whether it came down from the athletic director or Rule, he should have been retained here. There's no reason for him not to be. Now, if stuff would have happened after that, that's a different case. But it would not have happened if he would have been hired. Anyway, that's my experience and my thoughts with that. So the grade on Rule just went down to about a C- D+.
Okay.
Okay. Where are we at now?
The offense. Okay. I think for me, Rules that I got him at a C+. I want to put him higher, but the fact that you had a losing record, a little hard for me to put you any higher. I think he did a great job in recruiting, in getting some of the right coaches in here, and doing a great job of
Tony
rebuilding,
White was awesome,
rebuilding a culture. And you hear good things coming out of the program from players, from former players who have been down there and have talked with Rule. So I think that right now, as it stands, that Rule's doing a good job of getting Nebraska hopefully back to where they should be. And year one was a struggle, that's why I got him at a C+.
Where is back to where it should be?
With relevant, out there, making playoff appearances.
We got a lot of baby steps to make. Okay,
let's try to
get to 500.
You gotta crawl before you can walk. You gotta walk before you can run.
Okay, all right. So, all right, like I say, he was in the C range, but I got some more intel, and so I diverted to that. So he's back to C minus. I keep him above it. He's not a D plus. He's a C minus.
Okay. Offense up next.
Yeah, C minus. Okay. Offense is an F. Complete debacle.
Complete failure,
dude. The management of the quarterbacks from day one. Right. First of all, Casey should have been here. There's no reason why Casey should have been here. I'm okay with, even if you want to go get Sims or whatever quarterback it was. And that's another thing. That was a huge misevaluation on Sims. Total.
Yeah, that was a
total. Unfortunately, he did not work out this year. A total flop. He went from being the starter. My wife even told me this the other day. She said, he went to Big Ten Media Days. Never took it down here. Think about that, dude. So he was the guy.
They brought him in as their starting quarterback.
That's a major. And then he was what, third or fourth string at the end of the year? That's a major digression.
Yeah.
That's a word, right? So that whole quarterback debacle was an F. And ultimately, it's the quarterback coach. Not ultimately, it's the quarterback coach. The offensive coordinator is responsible for that. And then the head coach who oversees all that to allow that to happen. Allow Casey not to be here. The evaluation of Sims' performance and digression, putting all your stock into him. Then Double H in that whole situation. And then Purdy, end up being the starter the last two games where the guys don't know if they were injured or not, right? Just because it was so the quarterback situation, unfortunately, was a huge debacle, which was an F. That carries, that brings your grade down dramatically. Offensive, the rotation of the running backs couldn't get a flow, couldn't get a rhythm, couldn't establish who was the guy. Wide receiver, the Kemp, the bright side of it is the young kid from Lincoln East. What's his name?
Malachi Cole.
Malachi. That's a good thing. So maybe I give him, F plus because of him, right? Okay, but otherwise, what?
Is that a real grade? An F plus? Can you get an F plus?
Okay, F is an F, yeah. Okay, so then that was D minus, whatever. So that was the offensive is a total debacle, dude. That was just horrible. The whole situation. The offensive line was a good part. So maybe I give them a D of that because they performed pretty good. Take all things into consideration. So I give them a D. But the whole quarterback deal was a major flop.
Yeah.
Major flop. I'm just calling it like it is. Man.
No, you're not wrong. The quarterback situation is what takes the offensive grade way down. Big Bird on the text line says offense gets a D minus only because of the overall rushing production, which mostly came from the quarterbacks. But I agree, D minus, D, just because although the quarterback position was a major debacle and you couldn't figure out who was going to do what, and you missed on Jeff Sims, and that sucks. You missed on Jeff Sims. Heinrich Harburg had to come in.
You didn't really have any trust in anyone.
Yeah, was serviceable through a few games. Got you your 5 wins. He got you your 5 wins. So Heinrich Harburg was good in that aspect, but still, kind of shaky in other aspects. Trevor Purdy comes in, starts the last 2 games, and looks pretty good as well. But to me, the offense, with all of the injuries that they sustained, I can't give it any higher than a D. But it's one of those where I look at it and I want to know what the offense would have looked like if you would have gone with Heinrich or Chuba earlier, or right Casey, out the gate, or if you would have had Casey, if you wouldn't have had all of the injuries, on your offensive line, to your wide receivers, to your running backs, if you would have had all the people that you wanted to have start at the beginning of the season, how good would this Nebraska offense have been? Because as I've said throughout, they're not going to be. Look, they weren't going to be great. They weren't going to be great.
We're not going down the if road.
Well, that's what this is. That's what this is.
No, we're not going down the if. We've been ifing for 20 years. Not doing any ifs, dude. Well, we're done with that.
The young wide receivers showed out, and it makes me feel good about the. It makes me feel good about the upcoming seasons with Jalen Lloyd matching. And it's just a not a cherry pick stat. It is a stat. Jalen Lloyd and Marvin Harrison were the only wide receivers in the Big Ten with 3+ 50-yard receptions. So that's good. Again, he only had however many receptions this year, so it wasn't It wasn't like he was lighting the world on fire with receptions and yards, but just to have that explosive option in Jalen Lloyd, who maybe wasn't even supposed to get on the field this year, but did and showed out, had, 3 touchdowns. All of them were over 30-plus yards, 40-plus yards, whatever it was.
Why do you say he shouldn't have been on the field this year?
Well, I don't know if he was going to see the – I don't know if he would have been on the field this year.
Why do you say that?
Well, because you had Isaiah Garcia-Castaneda who went out. You had Marcus Washington who went out. You had all of these other wide receivers.
So you think the Lloyd kid is talented, right?
I do.
So you should
I think he would have gotten his 4 games and then he would have redshirted.
Oh, he would have redshirted.
Yes.
Oh, you're saying that's a different conversation.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, because he played in more than 4 games this season. So that's what I'm saying is if it weren't for the injuries at the wide receiver position, I think that he would have played in his 4 games, maybe done some good things, maybe not. I don't know depending on the games that he would have played and if he would have been targeted at all. He would have played in those 4 games and then redshirted. And then him and Malachi would have had bigger roles next season. Although Malachi worked his way up into that starting role a little bit faster, and he showed out as well. The young receiver production has me feeling good if Nebraska can get a quarterback in that can get these receivers the ball.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the thing there.
All right. Where were we now?
We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're
just
grades.
Getting started. Want to go to a break?
Yeah, we got to go to a break. In the next one, we'll give our grades for the defense.
Hopefully I won't lose my train of thought.
You'll be good. And hopefully Nebraska can retain Tony White, because although take that off.
Look at Terrell working for food, clean the windows.
Although
that dude is he's talented, man. He does whatever it takes.
He does a little bit of everything.
Just like he played football. He can cover, he can tackle, he can blitz. Special teams.
He does a little bit of everything.
He's a baller, man.
San Diego State and Syracuse have filled their job openings, but there's still a lot of other coaching vacancies around. So we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. Rapping with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
The holidays are drawing closer, and there's not many things better than getting the gift of relaxation. Not just for yourself, but for anyone in your life. During November, for every service you get at the Body Shop, you get entered into their drawing for a free massage gift certificate equal to your last service. This goes all the way to the week before Christmas, so book your appointments now at thebodyshoplincoln.com and treat yourself and loved ones today. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology, They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff, who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,400 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card, just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends November 30th. See Club for details.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give John Henry's a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting increasing cloud cover throughout the day. We'll see a high of around 53. Tonight, partly cloudy skies are expected with an overnight low around 27. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies do return. It'll be breezy and a little cooler tomorrow as well. A high of around 43. I'm meteorologist Kyle Cutter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to Rappin' with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Rico. Steve Taylor to my left.
Yes, strong left.
Rapping with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Got another half hour to give our grades out.
Yeah.
And again, we want you guys to join in. 402-464-5685, Honda League and Hotline, Starter Heyman text line, and on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo, channel 951. Join in, leave some comments. We will read them. Yeah. Come on, guys. We want your grades as well. We're going to go to the defense and the special teams.
See if we're on point.
Gonna read a text or two in between there. Joe B.
What is it? You got one?
No matter who was going to play QB, we still don't have a wide receiver. Casey might have been better, but towards the end there was nobody to throw to. They will get there.
No. We have some guys.
Couple young guys.
Yeah,
it
would have more experience at quarterback, and they would have found a guy to throw to.
It might have worked out.
Take that risk. Okay, so offense, Coach Rule was what, C-?
Yeah, you gave a C-. I gave a C+. You were at a
C-.
D- for the offense. F, D-. Between there, somewhere in between there. F plus.
I say a D because we had some good things with the offensive line.
Okay.
I mean, that was okay, but all the other stuff was so bad it pulled the grade down.
I gave
and plus the way we finished, man.
That was tough.
Time management, not using the clock, ill-advised play calling, all that stuff.
Would that be on Rule or would that be on the offense?
It's on the offense. Whoever's calling the plays. Who's calling the plays? Satterfield?
Yeah.
Then that's where it goes. Overrule. I mean, the head coach can always overrule things, but that's what you hire guys to do. So anyway, defense. Hey, strong B plus.
All right.
Strong B. I gave him a B. They would have had a B plus if we would have had a couple of stops there towards him. But overall, it was a strong job. So strong B.
Strong B.
Strong B, man.
What stood out the most to you?
What
stood out the most to you from the defense?
Just the way he gelled the team. They played well. They kept him in all the games except probably the Michigan game.
That's a throw.
That's what I'm saying, right? So they played well enough for them to win 7-8 games defensively.
Mm-hmm.
They played well enough, and that's saying a lot, man, with what he inherited. They all inherited this Nebraska football team that was dismal failure the last administration for 4 years, right? So they inherited all that bad stuff. Along with the culture and all that kind of stuff. So tremendous job Coach White did. And that's reflective on all the noise you're getting on Twitter. Not that they know all that stuff, but he's solid. So I hope he can stay here, for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Going to have to open up the vault for him too.
I think would you rather I know this isn't how this works, but I'm going to ask you this question.
Go ahead.
And I want you guys to answer as well. Would you rather get a transfer portal quarterback for the $1.5-2 million or pay Tony White the $1.5-2 million?
We can do both. That's what I'm saying. Do both.
But if you had to choose
no,
one.
No,
that's how. No, that's not the question, Steve.
No, we have the means to do both.
You do, but that's not the question.
Okay, then I would go with the quarterback.
Okay.
If he's good, he better perform then. He definitely better not be a miss. So you better go all out and go get Manning or someone. All right, go get the Manning kid.
I think he's staying at Tech. Well, I don't know.
Why would you?
Well, he might stay at Texas. He likes what's their coach's name? No,
I guess you can sit on the bench for 2 years and make $2 million, $3 million, and then
he's not struggling for money.
He'll start for another 2 or 3 years. Go
and
for it.
Hey, he could start if he's as good as they say he is. He could start his 1 year as a junior and go to the NFL. Because the red.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Manning.
Well, he's a freshman.
I'm saying if he's sitting this year,
he's a redshirt freshman.
He's going to sit next year. And then his junior redshirt sophomore year, he could declare for the NFL if he has a good season that year.
That's 2 seasons. That's right.
If he has a good year that year, he'll be fine. He'll go to the NFL.
A lot of speculation with that, but he's one you could go after. I mean, and kid can move around. He's mobile. I didn't know. I had no idea he was that mobile, dude. I watched him play.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit of plays that he can move around.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with him.
No, we'll see where he goes.
To me, the defense, I agree with you on the B plus, somewhere in that range.
You agree with me?
I do. What I was impressed the most what impressed me the most, words are hard, from the defense is their ability to get pressure on quarterbacks this season.
Yeah.
Because the year before, the defensive line was hit or miss, and getting pressure on quarterbacks was something that Nebraska didn't do very well. This year, they led the Big Ten in sacks for quite some time, and their defensive line was one of their more improved areas. Shout out to Coach Knight and Coach Potroast.
That's crazy
for what he did, and he is able to retain Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmaker. That was the third one that might come back. They're still not sure.
Okay.
Nash and Ty, if Nash does decide to come back, those two on that defensive line, what they did this season, taking that next step with another year under Coach Knight and hopefully another year under Coach White, that defensive line is looking scary, and I'm very excited for that. And the defensive line and the linebackers were extremely impressive to me in this first year under Coach White.
Yeah,
so I give him a B plus.
Yeah. You know what? That strong B just went up to a B plus after your little rant there, chat there. And plus, I'm just thinking about the overall job that they did defensively.
The freshmen,
it was pretty strong.
The freshmen on the defensive side,
pretty strong,
stood out. Prince William and Cam Lenhart both did some really good jobs. They're going to have to find out, that jack linebacker position, what they're going to do there. But the defense did a really good job this year, and it was very impressive. Like you said, could have led them to some more wins if the offense would have been, serviceable. but still, just a great showing from the defense in year one. Hopefully, he's going to do what's best for him, and he should. Hopefully, he sticks around in Nebraska.
Yeah, he has a nice family, man. Got a young family, and Nebraska's a great place, and he's fairly young in this, so give it another go. But I can see
one more go around, please.
Yeah.
Please
I would love to have him here for as long as we can until he gets the right job for him.
Yes.
And his family. So
yes,
strong B+ defensively.
Great job on the defense.
Kudos to them.
Special teams.
Oh, dude. Did we even have one? Did we do anything special team wise? Do we win any field? Do we win any field position battles consistently? Do we have any big time return punts? Did we do anything? So that's a dismal D.
They actually returned kicks. They didn't just fair catch them.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. They weren't. You had a few that were kind of big, but you also had some fumbles on kick return.
D- close to an F.
Punt return.
We did nothing.
Punt return.
Nothing I can remember throughout the whole season on special teams.
So. Tristan Alvano, freshman kicker, started off shaky. As the season went on, he started getting his confidence and started fixing whatever issues that he had, and was
Are you negotiating my grade?
No, I'm not.
You're trying to get me to change this?
No, I'm really not.
Okay.
I agree with you because there was a severe lack of a return game, and your punter Boomshini started off pretty good, and it was the opposite of Tristan Alvano, where Brian Bashini started off well, and as the season went on, a little shaky, was kind of shaking punts off of his foot, which is something very uncharacteristic for a guy who last year was one of the better punters in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I don't feel right now, man.
Why?
Because this whole giving the grades and talking, there's a lot of negativity, and
there was that's what I'm trying to give you some positivity.
No, but
you like to be positive. I'm trying to help you.
I am, but this is the real deal. I cannot not be true to myself and to the game of football, the University of Nebraska football. I have to be true. So it pains me. I get this ill feeling on my stomach because we're like NFL commentators talking about players' careers and money, and that's just not the collegiate way. But because of the times and this NIL and all this money that's being made, it kind of goes along with the territory. So I feel awful about it because that's what we're doing, where before it was so much spirit and it was so much, tradition and so much hanging in there and kids not leaving and kids not getting paid all this money. And it was a totally different environment on the collegiate level. And now all that stuff is shot. Now it's all about money and just the national championship and the playoffs. And so the spirit of collegiate sports has been decimated. So I feel terrible about these young kids that are only 18, 19, and 20 years old, and we're saying how their future is done. Like unless a miracle happens, like if you're Sims, like your career is done, dude. Like it's done. Go to school, get a good education, be successful in your professional career, and it's not going to be football. Where before we used to talk about, go to school, get a good education, have a great experience. How can you have a great experience when you're talking on Twitter and all these things?
That's social media.
I know. So that saddens me. I don't want to cry. That saddens me that I'm participating in that. But unfortunately, that's the real world, and that's where we are. So it has to be done. And even coaches, because these coaches have families, and this is what they do, and everything. But they make a lot of money, but it goes along. But before it wasn't like that. Now it's like if you perform, if you don't perform, you're done. You're out of here. Get out of here. We don't care.
I feel
move over. Go.
I feel like it might have not to the same extent, but I feel like it might have been that way. There just was a lack of social media, so maybe you weren't hearing. So maybe in like the Nebraska side of things, you had Coach Osborne, when he was losing in the bowl games, when he was having successful seasons but losing in the bowl games, you hear it all the time how people say he was trying to get run out of town. People were trying to run him out of town, and he was ready to take a different job and all these things. And, players still experience that, but it was more on the local level, as opposed to you weren't having the ESPNs or people on Twitter or all of these, podcasts or fan Twitters or Facebooks or whatever that were just, throwing your name out there saying this guy is terrible, this guy's done. But it was more localized, where you had some of the local fans and maybe some of the rival fans like, this guy's terrible, this and that, but it wasn't getting out there to the masses. So I feel like that's always been a thing. It's just now with social media, with the internet and everything, it's more expanded, and now more people can participate in, unfortunately, tearing some of these people down.
Agreed. You're true that. I'm glad you made that point. That's a very valid point. But yeah, you're right. But you don't get to hang in there as long.
I feel like you can.
Before guys,
it's tough.
Like before guys were hanging there. Oh, let's give them a couple of more years and let's develop and do these things. But so you had that. So that's gone. That's gone. You don't get too many years now, dude. You don't get too many years.
You get 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and that's part of it.
Maybe that. I mean, who's the coach? Frank Wright was just fired in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
back to back.
Carolina's just
Indianapolis. Same thing what we're going through at Nebraska, dude. I mean, we hung in there with Scott for almost 5 years. Dude. We hung in there with that. I mean, and that was probably because he played here and won a national championship, because he probably should have been done after a couple of years.
Bo Pelini had his runway.
Yeah,
he did well.
But
Mike Riley,
he won. Bo Pelini was winning games.
Yeah,
dude.
Mike Riley got 3 years, and that's just because if Scott Frost doesn't have that undefeated season at UCF, I think Mike Riley gets another year or 2.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not.
But with that happening and how hot his name was at the time, it's like, well, we can't let this guy get away. He's one of us.
My point was, it's just sad that we're sitting here having these type of conversations and everything with dealing with these young kids. Because
That's the way of the world.
I know that's very empathetic. I'm empathetic to that, but then I know professionally, you either perform or you get cut. So I have that mentality too. You got to earn your keep, and then especially if you're making money, you gotta perform. But that's the real world. You want the dough, you got to take the other stuff that comes with it. So, all right. So that's the final grades, right? So
that's it. What do you want to give an overall grade? Because we gave coach, offense, defense, special teams.
The overall grade.
We also forgot to mention special teams.
I said special teams.
No, we gave the grade, but I'm saying we forgot to mention during the special teams that there was the blocked punt for a touchdown, or the blocked field goal for a touchdown, and then the 2 blocked field goals against Iowa, which very end of the season, those 2, but then the blocked field goal for a touchdown. But those did happen. It does. And I don't know if that raises
the grade. Don't remind me of those 2.
I don't know.
And then we still lose the game.
almost blocked the last one.
We still lose the game. That makes it the grade's going to go down, because unfortunately the way we finished was a major, major disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
To me, unfortunately, the season was a failure. It was a failure. It was a failure for many reasons. I should say for several reasons. It was a failure. Overall, it was a failure.
That's your overall grade?
Yeah, it was a failure. It was a failure. Yeah, man, we blew way too many opportunities. Way too many opportunities. Way too many opportunities. And that kind of takes away from the good things that were done. It takes away from the 5 wins that we had. It does. It diminishes those 5 wins. The way we went out.
Losing 4 in a row at the end?
Yeah, the way we went out and how we performed yeah. So unfortunately, the weight of those losses makes it a failure. Because before I thought I was still considered a season a success.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if we would have gotten to 500, I would have considered the season a success, maybe. But it's the way we went out, man, was the worst way we could have gone out. Because that's flipped. That 5-7 should have easily have been 7-5 just on preparation and coaching alone. If you would have coached these players and put them in positions to be successful, we could have tipped the scales on a few games. So that was a huge debacle. So ultimately, it was a failure. And I bet they can't wait to get on the football field and play next year. You know, that's why I was so against this bowl game thing, not putting it on, let's go to a bowl game, because we got players that need to get healthy. We got coaches that need to look at what they're doing. We need to go and do our due diligence with recruiting and in the portal and getting the best high school kids we can get. Those are things that I say serves us much better than playing in some bowl game with the same stuff that we've had the entire year. You know, what do they say about insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again. we just would have been doing this over and over again, extending it another month, and possibly guys getting injured, and the healing process to take that much longer. So it benefits us to concentrate on these type of things so they can get better, because they got plenty of time to practice, in the spring and the off season, whatever they want to do. They got plenty of time to do that. Right now, we need to evaluate talent, see what's in our cupboards right now, go out there and attack and get what they need in the portal, recruit the best high school players they can get that will come to Nebraska and grow that way. We're better off doing that than practicing with what we have, doing the same thing over and over again. Look in the mirror, look at what they did not do well, what they can do better. Tweak the staff if that's what you want to do. It's your call, to have a much better chance next year. So that's my overall analysis of everything that went down. So, and it can be done. It can be done, but it's a tall task. And they're going to have to spend some money, which they have, and just continue to move forward. I do like Rule. I like his character. I like his enthusiasm. I like his knowledge of football. He has a good proven track record in the collegiate level. So I think he's definitely up for the task, but it's going to take some work. It's going to take some tough decisions that will need to be made. And I'm not counting certain guys out, but just from what I've seen with that much experience, you shouldn't have been making the mistakes that you're making, and it hurts you when you're a quarterback, because I'm a quarterback out there. I'm like, I don't want to go through what they went through. I don't have the confidence that I'm going to be put in the best situation to be successful. So I think to attract that type of quality of player or players at other positions, because I'm looking at the team in its entirety, that they got to have confidence in what's going on that side of the ball. Now, you flip that, right? You flip that with Coach White. If I'm a defensive player, I'm like, hey, I'm playing for that dude. Look what he did. Mm-hmm. I got a chance to be successful. I can develop and get better. So that scale is flipped on that side of the ball. But on the other side is not. I don't see that. And that's what you need to see in all facets of the game, but especially at the offensive level. So, and it could be done. I don't know much about Satterfield, just, from what he did at South Carolina and that kind of stuff. And I'm not throwing all the blame on him, obviously, but, because the head coach is responsible for that too. But it was a dismal season. It was a failure in that regard. So we're going to see what we need to do. We need to step up as a state. I don't want to preach here because I want Nebraska to do well. And but we're going to have to. It was so nice to see Rule saying what it's going to take. So hopefully the right people hear that and step up and we do a better job with the NIL. Enough said.
Great rant.
I'm sorry.
Great job.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
It's like talking to my daughter's dad. Don't lecture us.
You're good. Great job. And with that, we'll head to a break. When we come back, we've talked about Nebraska enough.
Yes.
We'll get into a little bit of a college football playoff discussion.
Yeah, let's do that.
Talk about the rankings. Talk about what we want to see up next on Rappin with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The holidays are drawing closer, and there's not many things better than getting the gift of relaxation. Not just for yourself, but for anyone in your life. During November, for every service you get at the Body Shop, you get entered into their drawing for a free massage gift certificate equal to your last service. This goes all the way to the week before Christmas, so book your appointments now at thebodyshoplincoln.com and treat yourself and loved ones today. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,400 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card, just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends November 30th. See Club for details.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season. Or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella. Nutella topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator. Buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that Potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Old School with DP and J.
But he goes on this thing, and he gave all this philosophy, but what he would always say rings to all of the stuff from football. He goes, stick to your plan, anticipate, don't improvise. And then he would go. Then he goes further. He goes, trust no one, trust nothing. Fight only the battle you're paid to fight. And I'm just,
if that ain't ring true. On that last play, stick to the plan. Do not deviate.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Rappin' with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Final segment here on 93.7 The Ticket. Rappin' with Rico and former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Steve and myself talked about Nebraska. Football ends 5-7 on the season. Gave our grades.
Yes.
Some good.
Our wonderful
some bad.
grades.
So go back and listen on the podcast page, wherever you get your podcasts. Or go back, listen on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Wherever you want to watch it and listen, you can do that as well. But for this final segment, we're going.
Did we get a text? Text line? Anything? We don't want to forget about our people out there.
Yeah. This unnamed texter from California. Yes, we can see where you're texting from. It's not weird. The problem is the offense, but Nebraska is keeping the problem and expecting change. That's why Nebraska is a volleyball school.
Oh, ouch!
I don't think that's a problem.
They are taking over, dude.
Hey, volleyball team is lit.
My daughter came home. She's in her last year of nursing school. She came home the other day and she said, Dad, guess who was in my class? That stud volleyball player. What's her name? The freshman?
Harper Murray?
Yeah. She was like, my daughter was like awestruck.
She's a star.
She like couldn't believe it.
She's
No. And I said, well, I was just throwing this out there. I said, what about football?
She said, I don't care.
Exactly what she said.
Why would I care?
I was like, ouch. And then you go there with that. Yeah. Hey, kudos to them, man. They're rolling.
Hey, number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Play starts.
Congratulations. And they're young.
Play starts Friday. No seniors.
They just reload.
Yeah. No seniors.
He does a great job in the portal.
He only hit the portal. Well, he did when he got Lexi's son, and then this. So he's only hit the portal like 3 times.
But I'm saying when he's done, when he's gone there, it's been effective.
Oh yeah, he does not miss.
Yeah, he's had some LSU girl. No, he's had some studs. Texas girls, he has some studs. So anyway,
but we're going to
get a hold of his playbook.
Yeah, it's just win. That's his playbook. It's just win. The college football playoff. Released their updated rankings yesterday.
Georgia.
Go ahead. Guess the top 4.
Georgia, Michigan.
Yep.
Washington.
Yep.
Florida State.
There it is.
Oh,
that's
God.
your top 4.
Dude, I am so good, man.
The only 4.
I pat myself on the back. Dude. I don't, because I'm not in it like you guys. Like you guys I'm not on Twitter. I just watch. Now I see the basics, right?
Yeah.
But I go with what I see. Dang, I'm good, man.
The only 4 Power 5 undefeated teams, because there is another undefeated team, Liberty, who's down at 24th, their group of 5. But Power 5 undefeated teams, Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, lead the way in the top 4. I'll just go the next 4 after that.
They're just teasing us, man. They're just teasing us because we should have had 12 teams in the playoffs this year.
So the rest of
Look
that,
how much fun that would have been.
If you would have had your 12-team playoff this year, you would have had Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, all with 1 loss. That's your top 8.
And any one of those teams could come out
easily. And then after that, your last 4. Missouri with 2 losses, Penn State with 2 losses. Missouri, surprisingly, sitting there.
So those will be wild cards it's going to grow to that. Those are going to be wild card teams.
Mm-hmm. Missouri,
you just mentioned. Outside of that,
Penn State, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, all with 2 losses. That would be your top 12.
Those would be great. Those would be some great wild card games, dude. See, it's coming. It's coming.
And we've got championship weekend coming up, so the rankings could change as Oregon and Washington match up. In the Pac-12 championship game. Washington's already beaten Oregon once this season, but they have to match up again on Friday at 7 o'clock. You can watch that game. Number 5 versus number 3.
It's shaping up. I can visualize it. It's shaping up, dude. Next year is going to be so much fun.
Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah. And then this is a pretty popular upset amongst some people. Georgia and Alabama play in the SEC championship.
Yeah, man, because you throw everything out. When you get those rival games like that, man, you saw what happened to Alabama and Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I don't like these championship games like this.
Oh, I love it.
No, I don't because because it's sad. Because
it's not sad. Just win. If you're better, just win. If you're better,
it's different than just win when you're playing a rival. When you're playing a rival, you could beat me in something.
That makes this so
even
much
though
better.
There's that much difference. I'm more talented, but because it's a rival, you would have a chance, and you're going to raise your level of play.
Exactly.
And you get a break here or there, you won't beat me to 40, but you could. I'm saying,
I'd beat you in 40. I'd beat you in 40. That's not even a
maybe
question.
to 800
That's
or whatever.
I'd beat you in 40. That's not even a question.
Oh, God.
That's not even a question. You also have Michigan taking on Iowa in the Big Ten championship game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you have to worry about that. I think Michigan stays in the top 4 there. And then the more dangerous one is number 14 Louisville with 2 losses takes on number 4 Florida State in the ACC championship
that's what
game.
I'm saying. There's another thing because Florida State is the better team.
But
in any regular circumstances, Florida State wins the game. But because it's going to be that type of game, anything can happen, which is fine.
It's not even that. They don't have their quarterback. Jordan Travis got hurt 2 games ago.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Their backup stepped in and played admirably and got them the win.
I did forget about that.
But now you got to face a better team in Louisville for the ACC title. If you lose, you're out. Louisville's not in, but Florida State would be out.
They're done.
So it's going to be very interesting coming down the line here with these championship games.
It's going to be a tough
for the
week
college football playoff.
It's going to be a tough week to watch because
I love
some weird things could happen.
All of it. I want weird. I want everyone to lose, and it's going to be great.
I'm going to give you kudos on your Jordans. You got a little swag going on today.
Always do.
Now the fro is the fro, but
it's curly. It's curly.
You got the Russell Wilson flow almost.
I wish I had the Russell Wilson money.
Yeah, so do I. I think I'm going to get in the portal.
Yeah.
I'm going to
go from NC State to Wisconsin.
I'm going to take some youth pills and see if I can get in the portal.
Go win yourself
Nebraska to give me $2 million.
Go win yourself a Super Bowl with the Legion of Boom. It'll be fun. That's going to do it for Steve and myself. Rapping with Rico and former All-American Steve Taylor. Another episode down.
Yeah.
You guys got us every Wednesday for the next month.
Next month. Yeah, I forgot my contract was through the month.
For the next
DP
month.
DP so kindly reminded me.
You got to keep going,
I got to put up with you another 4 weeks. At least it's December, though.
Hey, you're welcome. That's going to do it for us. 93.7 The Ticket Happy Hour with Nick and myself coming up next.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your